Hello everyone, my name is Jess and I wanted to talk to you today about how I feel about self-love and self-care. Obviously, I think that these things are really vitally important to everyone's health and happiness, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my experience with taking care of myself and not taking care of myself, because the difference is huge, and I just wanted to talk to you about this topic because it really means a lot to me, and it's definitely something that I've been focusing on since the new year, and I just want to kind of share with you what I do and why it's important to me. So when I say self-love and self-care, I consider them to be two very different things. Self-love to me is working mostly on your mindset and switching your mindset to be more positive when thinking about yourself and talking to yourself throughout your day, things like that. I definitely struggle with this, but because I've created for myself I wouldn't really call it a self-care routine, but since I've been actively thinking about trying to be more loving to myself, I have definitely improved in this area. So just a little bit of backstory. I have a history of mental illness. I'm very open about it. I have an eating disorder, suffer from PTSD and PTSD-related anxiety, and I have had depressive episodes in the past. So with all of that said, I think that self-love and self-care is important to everyone. Specifically with me, one of the areas that I've really struggled with in the past is the self-love part. And this is something that I've really had to work on. And since I have created for myself a mindset and trying to really focus on changing my mindset from being very negative about my body and about my insecurities, and then switching it to be more positive, has completely changed my life. And that's something that I've really been focusing on since the beginning of the year. Trying to change your mindset is really difficult and it takes a lot of time, but it is so worth it. Now, because I've been working so hard on myself, I feel much more positive about how I look and how I feel in my body. I'm much more confident, and I am able to just live my life much easier than trying to go through life while being very negative towards myself. What a lot of people will do in trying to change their mindset is to start saying affirmations to themselves, like I am beautiful, or I am strong, or I am capable of anything, things like that, and just constantly telling themselves that, even speaking it out loud, and until they really believe it. And I can definitely say that that has helped me. However, what's really helped me most is journaling, and that I would consider under the self-love and self-care category. Journaling for me has been a huge step in actually being honest with myself, because I didn't really realize how dishonest I was being and how much I was lying to myself before I started journaling every day. And I just feel like I've learned so much about myself since I've started journaling since the beginning of the year. And now I have this ongoing record of how I've been doing, and it's so interesting to flip through the early pages, and you can see day by day how much I've changed and how much I've grown and how much I've improved in my mindset, in my self-talk, in my self-love. I can write down if I'm having a bad day, and that's okay. And then I can also, while I'm writing, I can try to convince myself through my writing that I really don't feel this way, that this is just, my eating disorder talking, or, I've just been having a really bad day, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It really helps me track where I'm at and to make myself feel better and make myself my biggest cheerleader, which I think is a huge part of this. So moving on from self-love, I think self-care is huge if you are wanting to feel more in control of your life and to just be genuinely happier in your daily life as well. And it sounds kind of weird if I'm saying to someone you should really focus on self-care and doing things physically doing things that help you feel better. A lot of people say I'm too busy, I don't really have time for that kind of stuff, which I totally understand. And I have felt that so much in my life that I have never had a regular self-care routine until the beginning of this year. I've lived my entire life not taking care of myself and not setting time to take care of myself throughout my day, because I've always said I'm too busy. I still am a really busy person, and I still put it in my schedule, literally put it into my schedule to do things that make me happy and that will help me take care of myself. So journaling is one thing that I do as part of my self-care routine. Another thing that I do is yoga. I try to do yoga every single day, and this has also been crucial in changing my mindset and making me feel better completely. I'll be really honest in saying that December was a really bad month for me. I was depressed constantly, and December is a really crappy month to be, in a depressive state because, you've got the holidays. I had tons of family in town that drove all the way from Florida to Colorado to come see me, and I was just struggling with this so much, and it was so frustrating to me because I'm like, I want to go sledding with my family, and I want to go out to dinner with my family, but all I'm doing is I'm making up excuses and saying that I don't feel well or something like that, just to completely flat out lie to them about how I feel because I, just don't have the energy because I'm too depressed. And I just don't like feeling that. I mean, it's so frustrating whenever I get into one of those states because I just feel like my entire life just stops. Like I don't have any control over anything in my life. I don't feel like myself. But then I also get frustrated with myself because I know that it is me. It's not someone else, making myself depressed. It's me that's doing this. So December was a really rough time for me, which is why the first of the year was this huge shift for me. I changed so many things about my lifestyle after January 1st. I went vegan completely, just cold turkey, literally. I started journaling every day. I started doing yoga every day, and I started going to the gym. I got a gym membership, and I started going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. That was a huge shift of things that make up my daily life and my daily schedule. And I'm telling you that the 2 things that really helped me the most was the journaling and the yoga. So doing daily yoga for me, I have tried so many times in my life to get into a daily yoga routine or even a weekly yoga routine, and I've never been able to do it. But this year I think was different because I was telling myself this is what I'm doing for me, and I need to focus on it, and I didn't want to be depressed anymore, and I didn't want to feel horrible about myself anymore. So I really focused on the yoga, or on doing daily yoga, and it completely changed my life. It just means so much to me that I took this time in my life to focus on myself and to make myself happy and to bring myself out of it myself without therapy, because that was something that I was really struggling with. I was saying to myself constantly, I cannot get through this without therapy. I can't get through this without a life coach. I can't get through this without a support group. I can't get through this without a psychologist. And while all of those things have done wonders for me in the past, it wasn't a financial choice that we could make with this new year coming through. So I was like, okay, well then I'll just be depressed until we, can afford it, until I do have enough health insurance again to get it. And I just didn't think that that was fair to myself. I think that if I want to pull myself out of this, then I have to work really hard to do it. And I shouldn't have to wait for something as stupid as health insurance to come back around. I wanted to take responsibility for my mental health, and I did. And I'm not saying that it's perfect, but I am just doing so much better than I was in just a few months ago. So I know this video isn't really a self-care routine or anything like that, and I'm happy to make one of those videos to actually show you what I do. I just wanted to get in front of the camera and to talk about something that I'm really passionate about, which is taking care of yourself. And I know that a lot of people will say that they're too busy and that they don't have enough time. A lot of people with kids say that. I hear that all the time. And my argument is, if you're not going to take care of yourself, who is? I just want to be the person that can take care of myself, that I'm my biggest cheerleader and my biggest friend and ally, so everyone else around me can enjoy my company instead of being worried about me all the time. And I really, really believe that starts with taking care of yourself in very specific ways that you practice self-care, and for you to really, really, really focus on switching your mindset to a much more loving mindset and to focus on self-love. I am a completely different person than I was a few months ago, and I can honestly say that I feel like this is a rocket ship leading to the future. I am so excited about the future, and I know that I am confident enough in myself to take care of myself, and that's my number one priority these days, is to do what serves me, what is important to me, and what makes me happy, and then everything else will follow. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and hearing my thoughts on self-love and self-care. If you want me to make a video on my actual self-care routine, I'd be happy to do that. Otherwise, leave comments down below of what you do to take care of yourself, or what you want to start doing, or what you're struggling with. I would love to hear all of that. I thought I got so lucky in being able to film a whole video without being interrupted by dogs, but nope. I'll see you guys later. Bye.